red velvet cupcakes, the leavening theory. We started out with our problem being, if eggs are substituted when making cupcakes, will the cupcakes still rise the same amount as with the eggs as the leavening agent?
Our hypothesis for this experiment was that if we take out the eggs when making the cupcakes, then they will not rise as high as they did with the eggs in the recipe.
And for our background, we basically talked about the chemistry that's actually used when baking. We talk about the chemical reactions that go into baking, and while we did our experiment, we observed some of the chemical and physical properties that were changed. For our materials, we obviously used all the ingredients necessary for the recipe, and we used kitchen utensils needed for baking as well as a ruler. We also needed everything for our substitute. For our substitutes were sour cream, applesauce, grape juice, orange juice, and lemon juice. For our procedure, we made the recipe as normal, and the way we figured out how much of each substitute to use was we measured out how many teaspoons of egg go into the normal recipe, and substituted that amount with each of the substitutes. We used the same amount for each.
So what actually happened with this experiment was our hypothesis was proved correct, as stated in our conclusion. All of the other variables, the cupcakes did not rise as high, and especially the ones that had like more acidic stuff in them, like the lemon juice and the orange juice, they rose the least amount. The lemon juice obviously barely at all, kind of falling apart. So that's kind of how the experiment actually went down.
And some of our limitations were
like some of the calculations might have been a little bit off for like our averages and stuff, and our measuring kind of iffy because the eggs are like really gooey and it's hard to like actually measure like an entire teaspoon when they're like really icky and nasty. And another limitation might be Martha Stewart's recipe is really, really complicated, and there's a lot of ingredients, and
it's very difficult to follow the instructions.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. So.
And here with our pictures, we have a couple pictures on either side of us actually preparing the recipe. This shows how we separated them all and made sure they were all equal. And over there we have us measuring the eggs, measuring out into the cupcake tins. And down here we have the before and after picture of the cupcakes to show how high they rose. And right here we have a picture of the final product. Here on the left is the measurement for the lemon cupcakes. Obviously those rose the least, and they were completely falling apart by the end and were very hard to take a measurement of. And here on the right we have the measurement of the normal cupcakes with the eggs, and it's quite obvious the difference of acidity and the leavening.
So, thanks.
Thank you.